the Motormouth Podcast. I'm your host, Garth Ripley, and my boy Lost Habit, or Nate, is
Oh,
joining me. Dude,
hey
I've been,
man,
I've been wanting to do this
dude,
for
long
a
time
long
coming. Long time coming. Way back when like you first started this whole venture with Motormouth, you were telling me like, dude, I need to get you on. Like, man, I'm with it. But I was
time.
just like busy with my life, and now I'm not so busy. So now we can
Yeah, right.
get this going.
Let's get this going. So I'm gonna let you hit, and I'm gonna address my face while you take your hit. So it is 420, folks, and this is like my take on Mike Tyson's hotboxing. I'm literally gonna hotbox myself. So this is gonna be great. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna do this little interview. I've been wanting to do this. We're in an undisclosed location somewhere. That's where I'm at. I'm somewhere. So guys, my face is busted up because I recently lost 115 pounds, folks. So I wanted to shout that out on my show. And I did a handstand and I face planted after the handstand. And yeah, that's why my face looks like that. But Nate,
Jeez. Hey man,
it's good to have you, man.
it's
So
good to be here, bro. Like you just hit me up yesterday. Like, hey, like, what's good? Or was it yesterday or 2 days ago?
it was two
Whenever it
days ago,
was, it was two
but I
days ago.
but I've been hitting you up about this
Ever. Fucking ever, bro.
for two
And
2 years, two.
at least. At least two
No,
years.
because I was a member. I was a member for 2 years of the Fortress, and then I got into it, and I was like, I want to do my own thing, and I was doing
Yeah.
like I was doing the live shows at first. I don't remember. I don't know if you remember that. I was doing like it was just live on Facebook.
I do. Yep, I do. I do. I do. I do. 110%. Damn, son. No, yeah, it's been long fucking I've known you for a long time, motherfucker. Jesus.
And
God.
all thanks to my pappy, who is the one who showed me the Fortress, and it was actually because I was following Charlie Classic. That great motherfucker. We'll get him on this new version of the show, folks. We'll
Shout out,
chat.
Charlie.
So shout out Charlie. Go follow his YouTube. Go check out. He's got a new podcast starting pretty soon. Go follow that. But like shout out to him because like I was following him on Vine, and we were chilling on Vine for a while. And my dad was like, "Hey, he's from the Fortress," and I was like, "Oh, that's cool. What's that?" And he was like, "Here." And like I took his membership. Here's a little secret. I didn't originally have the membership.
You were just going as your dad.
I was going as my dad because he was never going
Amazing.
to go to the parties, but I was.
Yeah, yeah,
So I just used his membership to get into Jackrabbits and to get on the bus because I was not a member for 2+ years, but he was.
yeah.
I just watched catalogs and
Amazing.
catalogs so I could know who these people are. So I
Right,
didn't
right,
look like a
right,
total
right.
idiot when I got on that bus.
Yeah.
So like I was acting like I knew Jess and I knew Tim and I knew
Oh
everybody.
my God.
So,
No way.
bro,
Amazing.
the hustle is real, and I watched all the archive footage. That's why when Johnny was asking me questions, I knew it because
Yeah, because you
I
did your
actually
homework.
I did the homework.
Yep.
I wasn't trying to be stupid. I may have
Oh
been
my
fat
God.
back then, but I wasn't stupid.
Right, right, right. That's
So,
fucking amazing.
how did you initially find the Fortress?
So the Fortress, so same shit. I was initially following Charlie Classic. So I think I found him from Vine first. I must have found him from Vine first and then followed him on Snapchat. And then it was when he was moving out of the old fortress. He gave some love to the king and said, "Hey, follow the king if you want to keep up with the fortress." And I'm like, "All right, cool. I don't know what this place is about because I literally only knew that Charlie lived at this place like I don't know, maybe a week before he left. Because I didn't keep up with him like that. I was in college. I kind of watched him every now and then. And at the time, he was showing like nude bitches all the time all the time on public. So you already know. Anytime I saw a cute face, I was on that. If I see a dark room with a fat dude, I really wasn't interested. You know what I'm saying? But then, but then I started getting to like know Charlie as an individual rather than the chicks because I found out he was a funny fucking dude from Vine. You know what I'm saying? So then, yeah, so he gave the king some love, and then, so I ended up following the king, and then I paid attention to him a little bit. It was around the time when they got into that crazy bus accident when they were on that tour. Um, and then I saw that shit. I was like, oh my God, this is fucking crazy. And I stopped watching because I was in college. And then I remember coming home one night super late. I came home at like 1 a.m. I had class at 9 a.m. And then I was watching his snap. And at this point, I already knew like what the fortress was about and what's been done and what they were able to do and everything. And I was kind of interested at the time because I knew about the studio and shit. I was like, I need that fucking studio. I'm trying to
For
get
sure.
in that bitch. So literally as soon as I sit down with my steak and shake on the couch, I see he posts something like a minute ago. And I know his inbox stays getting flooded. So if I see if he posts something a minute ago, that means I'm the first person to watch it. That means I'm the first person to reply, which means I might be able to get a reply from him. You know what I'm saying? So lo and behold, he's looking for interns. So long story short, I sent an email over. He asked for a photo and a list of all my gear and shit. And then from there, it was nothing. I sent that email like October, I think, and then it
Yeah.
was just ghost. I was like, well, I never got it. I guess I tried. Whatever. I'm not gonna really chase it. And then, dude, first week of January, he calls me. He's like, this is the king of the castle. Can you come over tonight? I'm like, tonight? I got class at 9 a.m., but opportunity's knocking. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So I ran my ass over there. I didn't run my ass over there. I had to take an Uber, which took about an hour from where I lived. And that Uber cost me all of my money. I had to call my sister for more money to get an Uber back home because I didn't have a car and my roommates didn't have vehicles either. So I was stranded, but I was like, man, I'm going to get this to work one way or another. Like, I need this gig.
Dude,
So,
that's kind of funny because it's kind of how mine was as well. Like, the first time I went to work for the King was when I drove from here, this undisclosed location, to
yeah.
Knoxville.
Yep.
So it was
I
a
know exactly what you're
distance.
talking about.
So it was a distance that I drove, and I remember it was literally we went to the Post Malone concert, and then we went to this bar. And at this bar, it was like 2 a.m. They're like, "Hey, you want to drive?" And I was like, "Yeah, I know this place like the back of my hand. Let's do it." They're
Yeah.
like, "Cool. We're going to Knoxville at 4 in the morning." I was like, "Fuck." So I drove home, woke up one of my roommates, and was like, "Hey, can you drive me back down to this bar? I'm about to go tour with the King." And he was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, fuck, that's actually kind of cool. I'll drive you."
Shout out him. Damn,
Yeah.
that's actually kind of dope.
If it
Shout out my
wasn't for
sister too for sending me that money. But
if it wasn't for that roommate to drive me back down to the bar,
yeah,
I wouldn't be here, I don't think.
nah, dead ass, bro. If my sister wasn't up, because he called me late. He called me late. He called me 10, 11 o'clock, and
Yeah.
I knew I didn't have enough money. I knew I had enough money to get there, but not to get back. I wasn't
Mm,
about to ask someone there to drive me back home an hour after visiting for the first time. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So like, I almost said, man, I can't do it. I might just have to take the L. I got class in the morning. I can't be doing this. This is fate saying, nope, you got to stay right here. But my sister called me back. She didn't answer, and then she fucking called me back like 2 minutes later. And she's like, oh, I was just about to go to bed. And I was like, oh my God, I need money. so, so shout out her, shout out fucking the Uber driver. And then after that, I started going back and forth, maybe staying a weekend and then coming back for school during the week. When I was on vacation, I'd be there the whole week. And then, bro, literally 2 months before graduation, they asked me to move in. I wasn't even an intern for like a month, a month, 2 months. First day I was there, I was climbing in the attic trying to figure out how to run cable for the studio. He was like, yeah, we want to make this the studio, but the booth is
I
going to be
remember
across the
that.
fucking house. So we need to figure out how to run the cable from this room across this mansion to this other little cubby hole in the not ideal spot for a vocal booth. I said, okay,
It is in the most unideal spot.
bro, I did my best to make it work. And when the house is quiet, it's a fantastic vocal booth. But if one person's in the kitchen making toast, it's over. You're hearing that cream cheese being spread all day, bro, all day. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Crazy. I remember. Do you remember the first time you stepped foot on the fortress?
110%. Yep, yep, yep. The first thing I remembered thinking was, well, it was at night. It was like super dark out. I probably got there like 10, 11 o'clock. So I did not see how big the property was. So all I'm thinking is like, I go through the gate, okay? I take that left to get in front of the fortress. The Uber pulls up like literally right in front of like the double stair action ordeal on some fucking Fresh Prince of Bel Air shit, I swear. So I'm looking at it, and like the first thing I think was like, damn, this property's not that big. because I can't see anything because it's fucking dark as shit, right? The house was dope, but I could tell like they just moved in. I was like, oh, you guys like just moved in. Like they were still unpacking. Walls were not painted. Everything was white, like how the old kingdom was, the previous kingdom. It was nothing at the time. It was
Yeah.
nothing like the previous kingdom. It looked like a regular old house. You
I
know what I'm
remember
saying?
I remember when this guy named Dodd was like taking care of the place like right before
Yeah,
the king moved in.
yeah.
Dodd and I like we talked because Dodd and I and Johnny were like the gold members. No one knew that I was the gold member in bipartisan because my father was the real gold member. So, but like us gold members talked like all the time. Oh, and Jeff and Hefe, Mr. What did you guys call him all the time?
Who?
Jeff, like
Jeff.
Ross, like Rick Ross or something like that. He's the other. He's the other bigger gold member.
Oh, Jeff with the beard?
Yeah, Jeff
I
with
just
the
call him
beard.
Jeff. I just call him
Yeah,
Jeff.
I
That was
think
my
everybody
dog.
else. I think everybody else calls him like Rick Ross or some shit like that. 'cause
That's
he's got that
funny.
big
Oh,
beard.
that's funny. No, he's
Yeah.
Jeff. Super funny. I remember there was one point I want to say it was his birthday, but I don't want to say that officially because I could be wrong. But I know there was a special event involving him, and he was sitting down in the chair, and he looked a little down a bit.
Yeah.
And I have this one song. I was DJing, and I have this one song, and it goes into the "Turn Down for What" drop. And so in the point it says "Turn Down for What," it's silence. But then after that, it says, "My name is Jeff" from the one movie with fucking old boy there with Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum. Is that him? My name is
21
Jeff.
Jump Street.
Thank you, 21 Drum Street. So yeah, so it's that quip from 21 Drum Street, and then it goes into the drop, bro. He starts dying. He starts fucking dying. Dude, he ends up texting me. He's like, "Hey man, I really appreciate that." I was like, "Yeah man, I could tell you needed that." So shout out Jeff really quick. That's my dog. Shout out
Dude,
Jeff.
Jeff is great.
Yeah, no,
Like
he's super dope.
he's one of those members. Like he's definitely one of the members that I miss. Like one
Oh,
of the
fact. Oh, dude, there's a good handful of people I miss. There's such a large amount of people I fucking miss. I would have to. I know their faces too. That's the thing, man. I'm terrible with names. I don't know all of their names. I may know their usernames before I know their actual names.
right.
You best believe I know their fucking faces, and if I run into them in person, it's like, oh my god, you know.
Like
But
Nicole and Emily and like
yes,
just
yep,
like
yep,
all of
yep.
them.
I know those names. I know those names. Yep, yep, yep.
So like that those members are the ones who like really made it for you guys, and like because they kept coming back. They lived around there as well, and like
Yep,
they
yep.
yep, yeah, and they kept coming back. And then you had do you remember your first party memory
My
or
first
club?
party memory.
Let's go
Let's see.
party first, and then we'll say club memory because there's a lot of club.
A lot of clubs. Yeah. I didn't do a lot of clubs. I did. Obviously, I did a lot of parties. But the thing is, too, like when it came to the parties, I wasn't there for a lot of that most of the time. So, like, when I got there, I was primarily there for the studio. But the earliest party I remember, I probably have it on my Snapchat if I dig through my stories. It was me and the first maid. I will not mention her name because I will not shout her out because her and I had a bit of a fallout. So maybe we might get into that, but we don't have to. But the first maid, it was her and I. Like we were like the first. We were like one of the first two people to move in. She moved in like shortly before I did. So she caught up on cleaning up. I had nothing to do as an intern. I finished up everything. It was time to turn up. And my earliest memory was like my first real experience kingdom. So so this was like the first glimpse of like the kingdom for real for me because during the entire time I was there, and this is like a month in, the entire time I was there, I was doing nothing but working. There was partying going on, but I knew my place and I just stayed in the studio and just kept doing my thing, right? But then there was nothing to do. I was chilling. So like I walk into the king's room and there's two girls around doing their thing, waiting to take turns on the pole. The king is on his phone, not giving a single fuck. There's so many females in this room. It's ridiculous. I'm overwhelmed by all the titties. Because at this point, bro, I am not who I am now. I'm still like little from small town in Massachusetts, Nate with fucking
The
with
intern.
the intern. I'm still the intern, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm still like, whoa. So that was my first party experience. And then that's my earliest one, but like I didn't get like necessarily super drunk or anything because I was still super responsible and I still was at all times when I was there. The only time I got like super drunk where I couldn't like do a job if the king asked me to was my birthday because it was my birthday and we were going out for me, you know. So we
Yeah.
were going out for me to turn the fuck up. So that was the only day where like I would get like incoherent, but anything after that I was always coherent. But that would be my earliest recollection because like I said, the house was dead. There was nothing really going on, but then everyone started getting settled in. So celebration. And then the king's room was packed with ladies and there's people smoking outside in the back. It was dope. It was such a vibe. Not my most
Yeah.
favorite party, but definitely the earliest one that I
Yeah. And now, do you remember your first sleep creep or the first time someone fucked with you? Because
remember.
it was just because it was content. They had to.
Yeah, they had to. Yeah, the first one was from the tattoo artist from the kingdom.
Yeah.
So basically, yeah, it was actually planned that one because he was about to get me, but then I woke up. So then he was like, ah, and I was like, sorry, man. He was like, well, do you mind? Because I was like, nah, it's good. You got me. I got you. I got you. So I let it run, and then we did that. But that was definitely my earliest one. That was probably honestly that might have been day two because I met him the first night I came in. I met him the first night for sure. I met him, the midget, and of course the king. Like those are like the first three I met like within the first hour of being there.
Little Jess is a badass.
She's dope. She's
I
dope.
love her.
I miss her,
I
and I hope
love
she's
that.
okay
I love
because I
that
haven't
woman.
talked to her in a long time.
She's got a little bundle of joy on the way.
Does she?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Yeah, this is your live reaction. I'm gonna send this live reaction to her.
What the fuck? Holy shit! The
Yeah.
midget has a midget inside of her?
Yes.
Congratulations! She's gonna be amazing. She's gonna be an amazing mom. I already
She
know
is
it.
gonna be an
I already
amazing mom.
fucking know.
Little Jess, you hear that? Nate says, and
Fucking
I
amazing.
say,
She's
she's gonna be an
incredible.
amazing mom. And
Oh my
Drew,
god, I'm so happy for her.
You're gonna be a great dad. You've
I don't
taken
know who
care of
Drew is,
Jess.
but shout out Drew. He definitely has a good one.
He has taken care of that little woman so greatly. So he's gonna be a great dad. And
That's
shout
amazing.
out to
the both
them.
of them.
Shout out to the both
Shout
of
out to
them
both of them for sure. 110%.
for
Love you,
sure.
Chaz.
This one's for them. Let's go ahead. Let's go.
Yep. I'm gonna have this one.
I may not drink anymore, Jess, but that was my shot of Jameson for you because you can't. So I don't drink anymore. So cheers to you.
I try not to drink.
Yeah, I actually the day I buried Flounder is like when I said like I'm not
That's
gonna
when you said no?
I'm not gonna drink anymore. And the start of 2019, I no drinks. On my birthday, I had a shot because I was talking to this girl at the time, and she came to a party for me, and she goes, "You have to have at least one shot for me for your birthday." And I was like,
Yeah.
"All right, cool." But this May 25th, it will be a full year, no alcohol.
Oh, congrats on that.
Yeah.
Congrats on that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pack another one for that one. That's a celebration.
Yeah, right. Like that's and shout out to him because like since then I've lost the weight. I don't feel like a flat blob. What was your first? Let you think about it. What's your first flounder memory? Since we brought up flounder a little bit, what's your first?
Oh my god, my first flounder memory of you, and like, dude, this is me. Now this is me because like at this point when you came in or before you came in, I started getting like a bit of respect from like all the top tier members in the kingdom because they know I do what I do and I'm a good worker, right? And I'm not saying that in the sense of like to be arrogant about it, but I'm saying that in the sense of like they trust me to get good work done. So when other people don't get good work done, I get a little aggravated because then I feel like I'm gonna get some shit for it because if one person fucks up, everyone gets shit for it, you know? So and like I said, I mean no disrespect by this, but when you first pulled up, there was some fucking alcohol You know what I'm saying? And it was like second day you were there, and like Mike was asking you to do something, and you came inside to take a break, but then you were sipping on the alcohol and shit, and then Busey kind of gave you some lip, and I was like, oh, if Busey gave him lip, then maybe I should be mad. So that's like my first reaction to that, right? And then I believe that same day you had to then do something else, and then you didn't do it for whatever reason. So then Sim Valley brought you outside and you had to dive into the pond because XYZ.
I'm so glad I can hear this from the other perspective because I can tell you what happened. I didn't even have a drink that day.
Are you serious? Yeah, please
Yeah,
tell me the real story because
I
in
would
my
love.
head and with the way they were talking, you were drinking on the job.
Nope, I didn't have a drink at all. I don't drink. I didn't come there to drink. I came there to do lawn work.
Yeah, I know, and I was
And
hip
I
to that, and like that's why I was like a little upset because I was like, "Damn, he came here to do all this shit, and he's out here
didn't,
drinking." You know what I'm
didn't,
saying?
didn't even have a drink. Got up that morning. I had cleared off all of the front of the house, and then I had started around the first corner of where, like, when you first turn into the campsite. And I had just started that. And now I told Mike when I got hired, I was like, this is how I work. I get up at 6, I work until 4, I take a break at noon, I eat lunch. This is how it works. You show me where all the equipment is, I know where it's at. You told me what you want me to do. I wrote it down. I had books. Like I still have all the books of how I was doing how I was going to do the landscaping.
Mm.
And I was like, all right, cool. So I had it all set up. I did it. That was like, it was my second day. The first day I rocked it. The second day I just finished up. It was about 4 o'clock. I was done. I was beat. Took
Yeah.
a shower, came down, just was drinking a bottle of water. Wasn't drinking any beer or anything. Because I didn't buy any beer. I can't drink anybody else's beer. So I was like,
Right.
I was drinking my waters that I had bought. So I
Right.
was drinking my water. And there, Mike was like, hey, what are you doing? And I was like, uh, I just got off. I just finished up around the lake. I'm drinking my water now. I just took a shower. I'm
Yeah.
done. I'm tired. Been
Yeah.
up since 6 a.m. doing this.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, we're going to go work around the lake. And I was like, cool. And I sat there. And he was like, well, I'll see you at the lake. And I was like, if I go out there, sure.
Yeah. Right. Right.
and
Right.
and so I was like, if I go out there, sure. And the king, I'll have to put in the king. I'll have to put castle or something like, or a crown or something there. But
Yeah.
getting back to it, I was like, all right, cool. And this is all on film. Actually, I'll use his name because this is all on film.
Yeah.
I still have all this filmed.
Yeah.
And I went out. I finally went out there. I was like, all right, let's see what he's got going on. I'll hear him out. I went out there in gym shorts, flip flops, and like a open button up.
Yeah.
'Cause I was
Yep.
just like, fuck it.
That was the fit. That
Yeah,
was the fit.
I was like, fuck it. I was like, what am I out here? What are we doing?
Yeah.
And then he pulls out his phone and he was
And just
like,
gets at it. He does his
and
thing.
he's like, he's talking about something, and they had just got it out, and then Tim pulls up on the golf cart, and he was like, would you do a belly flop in the lake? And I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll do a belly flop. And they're like, really? They're like, it hasn't been cleaned. You could get like an amoeba.
Yeah.
I was
Yep.
like,
Yep.
and I was like, I'll
I'll
jump in.
do it.
I was
Yep.
like, I'm
I
tired.
remember that. Yo.
If it gives me a reason, if you guys think it's gonna give me an amoeba and you would want me to shower right after this, I'll jump in this and take another shower because I'm done for the day. And I did that. Guess what? Remember, I jumped in the lake, I took a shower, and I went to bed.
Yep. And you went to fucking bed.
It was like
you went
8 o'clock.
straight to bed.
I ate something and I went to bed. I was
Yep.
like, it's fucking late, y'all.
Yep.
Like, I'm doing your guys' yard. I'm just gonna be the background guy. I don't even want to be on camera. I didn't even want to be on camera.
Right. Right.
And then I asked Pro for money.
TP.
And I'm gonna call Pro. I'm not gonna say anything else. No one. Pro. I was like, hey, I need money.
Yeah.
Like, I did all this driving. Now I'm here. I've done a week's worth. It was like I was about a week in,
Yeah.
and I was like, hey, money. And he was like, hey, you kind of collapsed on like this day. And I was like, yeah, well, I need pay so I can go back home and get the rest of my shit. They're like, well, it's not really gonna work out, and we can't really pay you. And I just was like, fuck it. I'll just take this as a loss and I'll leave. I left. Yeah. And then a lot of shit happened at the end of 2018. And then 2019, I was like, I need to figure out where the fuck I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, then I came back to the castle with like a little bit more of like a reason
The
I was
fortress.
coming. Or yeah, the fortress. Yeah, I was like, I came back. I came back to the place with much more of a reason to go. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm making content.
Yep.
This is what I'm
Yeah, you
doing.
came back a whole new man. You
Yeah,
came back a whole new man.
I was like, I did. I was like, yeah, I lived here for a bit. Like I would tell people, yeah, I lived here for a bit, but I was a gold member first. Gold member.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gold. That's when I turned back into the gold member. I was like, but I'm still flounder.
Mm-hmm.
So So my first memory is one that you were minged off a little bit with me. It's nice, and I'm glad that it's because they said it was because I was lazy. Oh,
Yeah, dude. They were painting a picture that like I just did not see from jump, and I'm glad I didn't see it from jump, but I'm upset that I then fucking was manipulated to see like you in a different light. Because then after that shit, you came back, yo, you and I were tight. You know what I'm saying? I'm
hmm?
like, what the fuck happened before? No, something doesn't add up here, and now I know that 2 + 2 = 4, my friend. So
Yeah,
cheers to that. Happy 420.
and poor Dodd, like
Mm-hmm.
he's the most two-faced person I've ever met in my life. And if he does watch this, no, I'm talking about you, Todd, because I hate him. Because that
Dodd.
man, yeah, Dodd for sure. And I also said that one word because I hope he knows I'm talking about him. Because I know he still watches all this too. That's
Which
the crazy part.
which one is which one is that? Do I
The
know him?
OG who took care of the house,
OG
Dodd.
member?
OG member who took care of
I
Mike's
know
house before
exactly.
he
Yep,
moved
yep,
in.
yep, yep, yep.
He is two faced. So I'll tell you a little backstory about that. He, I guess, tells Mike that I go on his platform, and all I do is I use Mike's platform to boost my business. And it's like, no, I don't do that. But when my business is interviewing people from that said place,
Mm-hmm.
I gotta tag it.
Yeah,
I gotta post it in there. I gotta
you got
tag it.
right. You got to do what you got to do.
And yeah, so like, and the crazy thing is like all that's cataloged and all that, and like I had a
Mm-hmm.
he was an admin on the page,
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
people could see where like I was messaging them like, hey, why is this being removed? It's the kingdom related. It's this
Mm-hmm.
related.
Mm-hmm.
It's why is it being removed? I'm like, oh, it's self.
Gatekeeping.
They're like self promotion. I was like, okay, I'll get someone else to share it. Is it gonna be deleted then because it's someone else sharing it?
Right.
Is it? And then I found out, yeah, it was. If someone else, even if the person works there and is on the show, and a motor mouth thing got shared into the group, into the Facebook group, it was
It ain't
deleted.
happening. What the fuck is that?
He would
Yo, I
Dodd
left that shit like almost immediately after I left the house because as soon as I left, there were some people.
tons of toxicity in that group.
There were some people, and I'm looking at my webcam right now, so that means I'm looking at this person in the eye. If we were tight, and then you talked some little things immediately after I left, I still had ears in there. I'm aware. We are not tight.
Dun,
Anyways,
dun, dun. This is like the pipe bomb episode of Motor
yo,
Mouth and Nate.
yo, I'm
This
happy
is
it's on this day because I'm smoking. I got
right.
time.
There's no worries. We
I got
understand.
time.
Now, guys, let's all remember at the end of this, if your feelings are hurt, we can't control your emotions. We can only
Absolutely
control
not.
ours. I'm sorry.
And these are just the things I feel, ladies and gentlemen. These are just the things I feel. All right.
And I'm just talking.
You know
That's it. That's all I do. I'm a motor mouth. I talk, people.
what I'm saying?
And the things that I
Great
talk
name, by the
about,
way. I really like that name.
it came from my parents. I used to like when I was young. As soon as I could talk, I was asking everything, asking every
Mm.
question. I talked, and my mom and dad called me Motor Mouth. It was Casper first because I was paler than the fucking piece of paper and with bright blue eyes. And then when I started talking, they're like, "Shut your motor mouth up." And then when I was creating my own brand, I was like, how do I want to do this? And at first I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Motor Mouth it is. Like, and then Motor Mouth Entertainment because it's all about me, baby. It's all about me. MME, baby.
Yeah.
The website, motormouth.me. Like, well,
There you
like,
go. There you go.
like it all works out. And so what is Nate doing now?
Oh, dude, a lot has happened. So right now, so Candy and I just moved into
Shout out
our
Candy.
shout out Candy, sweetheart. She's at work right now, but we just moved into our new place. It is a very cozy attic apartment. It has everything we need plus a little more. I have enough space for a studio and vocal booth, just separately on its own, just like away from the living space and the bedroom, a whole separate kitchen. It's
You
like
guys can see all the behind the scenes on a Snapchat, which will be right here. And there we
bang, there it
go.
is, right there.
It's right
So
there.
yeah, man, we just finished one coat of paint. We're gonna put another coat. I don't know if she wants to do it tonight. I'm definitely about it. I think she said she wants to wait like 2 days. But basically, once that shit is done, we are putting all the gear up, and then it's go time on more work for audio related stuff. I'm also going to get into the streaming stuff a bit. So I'm going to be
Yeah.
doing like live streams for like music related things. Maybe I'll do like a random sample thing where like, so before on my Snapchat, which I still do now, like followers will send me like random sounds, like they'll send me a video, and then it'll be of like, so one was like the most recent one I did, someone took his pill bottle and like shook the pill bottle, and then someone sent me, a good friend of mine who I'm gonna be streaming with, shout out Devo. So he had an airsoft gun, and he's like, "Oh, let's go, baby, let's roll," and like he like loaded up the gun as if he's ready to go to like a war or some shit. So I took that audio clip, and then my buddy Cody, who I'm also doing some music shit with here in my hometown, sent me him just doing a weird thing with his voice. So I took all three of those pieces, added some synths on top of it, resampled those three sounds, and then made like an EDM trap beat out of it. That is something that I would want to do on a live stream sense then. So like I'll take in sounds live, throw it in there, and then make a beat out of it live. And I'll probably do it like something basic what I can do with like an hour or something so I can get to as many as possible. Or maybe dig for some and then schedule a live stream to work with all 10 samples I find for like 4 hours and do something dope or whatever. I don't know what I want to do yet because I'm still trying to figure shit out. I'm still getting OBS set up, but it's slowly coming together. I'm getting like the chat bot set up. Like I'm going hard. I'm going hard. Like
Yeah.
Wonder Bread hit me up. He was like, "Hey man, we should start streaming," and I'm like,
let's
"Oh man."
let's give him the proper shout out.
Donnie,
Does
my dog. Oh, Donnie does things. I'm sorry. I still see.
Donnie
That's
does
that's how
things.
long I've been around, man. Like I haven't
Dude,
been around
know what
forever, but
the
like
OG Wonder Bread loaf? Like
the OG Wonder Bread loaf. But Donnie from Donnie Does Things.
Donnie does things. Guys,
My man,
check out right here is his Facebook. Go ahead and check that out. And there you go. He games on there all the time. So
all the time. So he hit me up and he was like, "Hey, dude, let's game. I'm gonna start streaming. You should start streaming too." I'm like, "Man, I've been thinking about it. I just moved to my new place. We're about to get it." And I think to myself, damn, Donnie's probably going in on the stream shit. So I watch his streams, and of course he is. He has his own overlays. He has his own emotes. He's doing like the whole green screen shit to make his own like head.
He's got that great company, Streamlabs.
Bro,
Like I was looking into that. I was like, ooh, I might have to.
I'm using Streamlabs.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm using now. It's running okay on Mac. I know they just released it and they're still doing updates. Like I just installed an update for it like 2 days ago, and now I can see my chat within Streamlabs, which is super nice. Because basically how I'm gonna have it set up, spoiler alert, I'm gonna have this guy involved. So this guy is gonna be able to trigger sounds and do other things with sound effects on my microphone. And then I'm gonna have my phone to trigger scenes as a remote. So basically, I'll do all my intermissions and shit through the left on my phone, and then have all of my like sound triggers and microphone effects on my right, and then obviously I'll be playing the game on top of that. So I'll be able to do a lot more entertaining things. I'll be able to trigger like little video clips that I've made on Final Cut. So like I'm an audio guy, but now I'm getting into video. So
Yeah.
I
gotta take that plunge too. Like,
you have to. You 110%.
right?
Luckily for me, like when I went to college, I got a part of it within my tuition, so I already had it sitting in my Apple account, but like I never had a reason to use it. you know. So I'm like, well, I have Final Cut, so let me see if I can do some like chroma key shit. And lo and behold, I can do some fucking chroma key shit. So it took me like 2 nights to learn, but I'm able to like cut shit out now. So I have some super funny things like so for example, I have a quip. Snoop Dogg's doing an interview with this one gentleman. I don't remember his name, but I know his face. I'm not gonna try to remember it right now. But the dialogue, Snoop Dogg's like, man, this motherfucker just don't miss. And then the other guy's like, nah, he's fucking good. So that would be a dope quip I would play, like if someone's like just nailing people down with a sniper or something as I'm playing the game, whether it's me or if I'm spectating someone if I'm dead. So I had to like crop that out. So instead of like Snoop Dogg's background, it's just Snoop Dogg like
Yeah.
at the bottom of the screen and shit. So I've been putting a lot of time and a lot of work into it. I'm really excited to get that shit going. So that's what I got going on. I essentially have I'm setting up for stream shit. Of course, I'm still working on music. Bro, I have like a whole EP's worth of shit right now, like ready to go, like files, like on top of files worth of music. I'm working on a brand new track right now that's not even a part of the EP that was supposed to be, or that I think is going to be, I should say. But that's completely on pause because I don't have the space. I have the headphones so I can kind of work on things, but I don't have the proper room to really tune in and listen to everything and monitor and reference on both sets because I like to reference both for my headphones and my speakers. And these are new headphones.
Yeah.
So I'm not as new and familiar with these headphones as my old ones.
For
So
sure.
I would want my JBLs involved as well, just so I can make sure everything is right. So in the meantime, I'm still working on shit. But basically, those songs that are done for this EP that was supposed to be released like a year and a half ago,
Yeah.
um, I'm waiting till everything is done so I can get it properly mastered within the room. Because I'm gonna get it treated and everything, like the right way and shit. So
Very nice.
um, so I want it to be perfect because like I'm listening back to the old music, like even like from 2 3 years ago, like even Lucid's, like even for some people who do listen to my music, which I'm sure is a very small amount, but Lucid is the most recent release that's like on Apple Music, and as far as like not the random sample shit goes, and like that's kind of like on the side for me as far as quality compared to the shit that's in the vault right now. So I'm very excited to put that shit out, but at the same time, I always catch myself rushing to put shit out. You know, like I
Of
gotta
course.
go, I gotta go, I gotta go, instead of just building and building and building and make sure it's right. So like
Yep.
I'm in the upper percentile of 90% of like 3 of those tracks. One of those are completely done. I just need some hip hop artists. One of them who had a verse, but he's just ghost now. So see you later. No one we know, just someone I knew from like college. So with that being said, if anyone sees this and you're an hip hop artist, uh,
I may got some guys. Like you some people don't know. Motormouth was just about to release some like I was about to sign some artists to like my own label.
oh, so you
So
gotta
like
give them my email or my socials or give me theirs or something.
oh oh yeah, they've been on the podcast a few times. They were actually gonna be on the first like music. They were on the first like Monday music one I was gonna do.
Word.
That whole episode like fell apart, audio.
Gotcha,
Yeah,
gotcha.
it was like a real technical glitch. Shout out to Dakota and Sad Boy. They've been on the podcast like a bunch of times.
That's
Uh,
dope.
yeah, they're actually pretty good too. Like I'll send you. I'll play you some stuff on via share like after this. So
Yeah, yeah, definitely,
play you
definitely.
some
I'll show you
songs.
some stuff too. I'll show you the EP essentially of what I
And
had going on.
and you guys, you audio listeners and you people who watch my content, you guys already know them. So relax. If you're like, oh, we want to hear it too, let's calm down. Just you've heard it. So uh, I would be amiss, and I think a lot of the people who know you and who have followed you be amiss to not talk about some of the members parties.
Haha, haha. Let's talk about them.
So first off, we're gonna talk about the main one I want to talk about, the one that I couldn't believe that you went all in on,
Yeah,
especially because I joined a little justice team, the team of
yeah.
we don't give a fuck, and you were Purple Squad, and
Shout out Purple Squad really quick. That is the gang. Those are dark fucking times for me, but I'm ready to fucking talk about it. Because on some real shit, from my perspective, those are some dark fucking times for me. But I'm still willing to talk about it. But still, shout out Purple Squad. That's the gang though, because like on
They
some
had
real
a
shit.
they had to pull you out
They're
of those dark spots.
what's up?
They got you to out of those dark spots and let you like take a break from the reality of the dark.
110%, 110% for
That's
sure,
why we
for
love
sure.
the members.
Yep, most definitely, most definitely.
That's
Shout
why
out to
we
all
do
of
it.
them. Fucking Megan. I don't know your. I keep forgetting your fucking name. I want to say it's fucking
I
Kevin,
think
but if it's not Kevin, FMillist. I know that's his Instagram. That's my dog.
FMLS.
Yep, that's my dog. Fucking
Kevin.
Kevin. That's his name. I got it right.
You get it right. Yeah, Kevin, you get it
All right,
right.
cool. Kevin and Megan, those two, I love them to death. They were
Kevin,
fucking. I
Kevin.
think they were Purple Squad twice. No, Megan was Purple Squad twice. Kevin came in either first or second time. I don't remember, but both of them still gang. A lot of people are from the Kingdom are still gang. Don't get that fucked up. Those two are definitely still, you know, the homies for sure. But yeah. So let's talk about this shit. What's up?
Purple Squad. Like I couldn't believe some of the things you did. Like
Yeah,
you
dude. I looked at that
what
list and I was like, I don't know. I don't think we're doing anything on this.
what possessed you to keep going? Because I know there was moments where I was like, I would have checked out, but then I realized I checked out immediately.
Yeah. Honestly, dude, like, so I had this issue where, like, coming up, I was always being like some sort of competition where, like, I would come this close to winning. I would come
Right?
this close to fucking winning, and I wouldn't fucking get it. I would not fucking win.
Because hey, this just it, folks. It was rigged
Yeah, because that shit
every
was
time.
rigged every fucking time, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Every time it was rigged. Dude, there was one time I was in a raffle for a talent competition. I came in and beatboxed that shit where people are just singing out of tune Rihanna songs and shit. There was one dude who danced kind of good, but bro, talent wise, I'm sorry, I fucked those dudes up. But then so here's how the raffle worked. There were 4 jars, right? Whatever jar had the most money, the winner gets half of whatever is in that jar, and then all the other money goes to whatever charity's going on, right? So the daughter of who won, her dad was there, put $100 in her shit. Put $100 in her shit, bro. I had like 50 in mine, dog.
Damn.
Bro, I was tight.
Damn.
So, anyways, yeah. So back to that shit. So like, I'm thinking about those times. I'm like, damn. If I just fucking do this one thing, I could get this dub. I could
It
get
wasn't
this
one
fucking
thing
dub.
though. It wasn't one thing. There was so much.
It was so many things. Yeah. And that
The
was a lot of
bridge.
things. It was a lot of things, but like we all had to do some fucked up shit. It wasn't just me. I took a bulk, that's for sure. That's why like every members party after that, I was like, yo, I did my time.
Right?
I did my time.
That's how I felt when Black Squad got the wind ripped from us. When we got it yanked from underneath us, like I was like, I ain't giving my 110% because when I gave my 110%, I was met with a technicality.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
fucking I'm out.
Bullshit. I'm out. Yep.
I'm not trying my 110% anymore.
Right. That shit was nuts. That shit was
Especially
nuts.
because like my health, I was dying left and right. So like I couldn't.
Yeah, dude. I was worried about you. I was worried about you, bro. I was like, damn, is he gonna be good? Like,
I was big, unhealthy. The first time was because of paint can. The second time was just because I was tired and fell asleep. I remember like both those deaths.
Yeah. Oh my god. How many times?
It was
How
only
many
3.
times?
Well, one the collapse, but 2 collapsing, and then one I don't really count, but Mike or the King, he counted it all the time.
Yeah.
He it was when we went whitewater river rafting. And,
oh shit! I remember hearing about that.
Yeah, I mean, I could say that one because that's another one that's all on Facebook. You can look that up. That's when I got my first speeding ticket.
Oh, I totally remember that.
Yeah, because of Tim Valley. Shout out to Tim Valley, that dickhole, for making me speed in a speed trap town. When I told him, dude, this is a speed trap town.
You don't do that here.
And he was like, I don't care. We have an appointment. I was like, I'm letting you know. I was like, you want me to speed? I'm gonna blow through this next 30 zone, and I'm at 67. I'm at almost 70, and he was like, just blow through it, we'll be fine. and I blew
Yeah, I
through
want
it.
to
And then,
find.
sure enough, there's those red and blues. And the best part ever is there's open handles at my feet
Oh.
because there was some drinks to be had
Oh my
by
God.
by the by the people pre-gaming before we went whitewater river rafting.
Jesus.
And then the best part is we had every single groupie from Duval. Every single groupie from the Post Malone show also with us.
My God.
So if we would have gotten pulled over and searched, I'm willing to bet one of those blondes had some angel dust
Had some
or some
something.
Colombian Bam Bam.
Had some little some.
Guaranteed. So my heart is going through the roof, by the way, because I was a
Right.
former correctional officer before I did.
That's
before
right.
I came to the kingdom. I was
Boy.
a correctional officer.
Woo.
So I am panicking because I'm
Yeah.
looking at all the stuff around me going, yeah, I'm going to jail. This is it. We're
Yep.
going to
This
jail.
is it.
We're
Yep.
going to jail. We're going
Thanks,
to
Tim.
jail. And then the best part is Mike or the king, Mike, because this is all on camera. He talks about how he got out of the ticket is because they were fans. We got out of the ticket because the officer walked up to me, and on my license, it still says it still said I was an officer. So he walks up to me and shakes my hand. And he goes, "Officer Ripley, I can see you've never had a speeding ticket in your life. You've never had anything on your record.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a $131 ticket. I can see that you're just a driver here in this situation. I can see these guys are just partiers by their Snapchats and everything else.
Yep.
And I'm just gonna go ahead. You're gonna get this. I could take you to jail because you're on 67 and a 30. And there's open containers. There was also marijuana in the vehicle." He goes, "But I can tell you're just a driver, and I'm gonna let you go." That all wasn't filmed.
Oh yeah.
None of
Of
that.
course.
None of that
Of course it
was.
wasn't.
But
We
then,
know how this game goes, ladies and gentlemen.
And then when the cameras, then I thought the cameras were rolling the whole time, but when it comes back, Mike goes, "Oh, if it's his first ticket, I'll take it." But then Mike doesn't offer it again and doesn't actually take the
Yeah.
ticket.
Sounds about right.
I paid the ticket. Valley got a court date and he got probation. And
Yep.
he wasn't supposed to leave the state. And of
Nope.
course he left the state. And he documented his whole like court thing and everything. And he
Yep.
sent it all to me on Snapchat as well. He sent it all to me and he goes, "This is because of you." And I was like, "No, it's because of you. You're the one who said
He was
flounder,
yeah.
speed." And I was like, "Are you sure?" And he was like, "Do it." And the part that pissed me off the most about this whole situation, right? The whole situation, the part that pissed me off the most was the fact that once we got back on the road, the light was right in front of us was our destination.
Wow.
I could have just
Two
led
more
the
minutes.
cop. I could have just led the
Two
cop
more
to
minutes,
our
bro.
destination and be like, "Sorry, we're trying to make our appointment here. That's why, like, here." I could have
Yeah.
probably just let him, and he probably would have been okay with it because
Yeah.
it was a facility instead of the side of the road.
Right.
He probably would have been totally fine with me just pulling in there.
Yeah.
I was so pissed. I was like, "You gotta be fucking kidding me! It's this building right here. If
We
this
were
cop,
right fucking here.
if this cop wasn't here, we could have been here." So,
Tight.
dude, this has been fun.
Dude, this is a good time.
Well, we'll have to do it again, and like maybe we'll get somebody else in here with us, and we'll just vibe again. We'll just have
Yeah,
another vibe session.
110%, brother. You already know him about it. You already know him about it. I am always ready to do things. I am just out here working an essential job and
Same.
building a studio. So I'm always available.
I'll keep you posted about what happens.
Dude, please let me know, and I'll keep you
So-
posted on what goes on mine. I'm gonna send you some links too, man. I want to see what you got going, and I'll show you what I got going on.
For sure, for sure. Now, guys, of course, in the credits will be all the links, and also in the description will be all the links. So give this man a follow. All the people that I shout out, and you guys will have the picture right there. Follow them too, because they're all great creators. And if we talk shit about you and you got some problems about it, sorry. Shit happens. Go listen to Shit Happens too, or
These are
Shit
just
Could Be
fil-
Worse.
Yep, shit
Charlie's
could be
podcast.
worse. Yep.
Because guess
Shout
what,
out
guys?
Charlie.
Let's shout out Charlie. And by the way, I just surpassed Charlie's number of 55. So I've done more podcasts than Charlie Classic now, ladies and gentlemen. And that was the goal, Charlie. That was the goal. Just to
Shout out.
prove that my dick's a little bit longer. By
Just by
56
one.
episodes. So, Nate, thank you, man.
Dude,
And
thank you.
guys-
This has been fun.
Guys, most importantly, if my mouse would move so I could turn this off, toodaloo.